Hi, this is Taylor Mouse with tutorial number 3, and in this tutorial I'll explain you how to rig the model that I have given to the community, which is called the regular. Here he is, and as you can see there's a lot of green on the screen, but that's just the final result. So let me show you to you what's going to happen is that what we're going to build is, okay, we didn't skin it yet, so we don't need the actual mesh for now. So I'm gonna hide it, and I'll show you what the rig is gonna do. So if I move the hip, it's gonna move as I want it to. um, if I move the feet, he's going to move exactly as I want. Now as you can see, twists there. That's not a problem. We're gonna solve that by adding a knee to it, so you will be able to move the knee in the correct position. Um, Also a global dummy that's going to move everything around, and then a helper for the arms, the elbows, and so on and so on. Now, how are we going to do this? So let's get started with that. I'll open the regular model, which has no bones yet. So first of all, I'm going to give this a less brighter color. I'm going to give this gray, and let's let's zoom into the front, and I want this to be transparent, so I can put on the bones a little better, so I can see them better. So I press the Alt X to put on the X-ray. Now I don't want to select, when I'm making the bones, I don't want to select this guy. So I'm going to right click on him and say free selection. So I'm not able to select him. Now let's start with the first bones. And in my first tutorial I set up the interface of 3D Studio Max. So if I right click, Alt right click, um, I have bone tools right here. So if I open that up, I'm going to start with creating the bones. So I'll move this from out of the window for now, and zoom in, and let's start with the pelvis. Then I'm going to go to the belly and the chest, the neck, the head, and that's it. Now turn off the create bones, and first thing I'm going to do is um, put this to 0 position. If I want to move this, I press the W key and I set this to 0, everything out right there, and even this one. Alright, now I double click on the lowest one, so it's going to select everything. I'm going to make this yellow color for the center bones, or the complete spine. Go to the right. You can also do it to the left. I'm just doing usually using the right side. So I need to position this in a more correct way. Now how to do this is I select the bone edit mode, so I can not screw up anything there. So as you can see, you can move each bone in a better position. If you don't use that and you move the lowest bone, it's going to move everything. Now the lowest bone, to make it sit correct, I'm going to use that. Alright, now the bone edit mode, I select the second bone, put a little better. Here we are, the neck. Let's put it a little higher, I can see. Then this one, I want to move both of them. No, you can see if you move this, it's not going to work very well. So bone edit mode, put this bone right there, and this one right here at the top. Now this one, the tip is not important, but if you use the bone edit mode, it's pretty important. So can you move easily the upper bone? Okay, that is for the spine. Now, very important is name your bones. So bone underscore underscore pelvis. Now, why do I use two underscores? Is because I want them, when I sort them, I want them to be correct. So this is the belly, and this is the chest. This is the neck, and the head right there. And the one at the top, I'm going to name this bone head underscore tip. Now why the tip? Because I want to see that later if I'm going to skin my model. I don't want to select the tips. Okay, so we move back to the front, zoom in, and we're going to do the leg. Now the leg is, in my opinion, the most difficult one. Not for positioning the bones, but for making it decent and animable. So create bones. I select the pelvis and go there, stop at the knee, somewhere around the knee, stop around the ankle, and right click, delete the tip because I'm going to create the other bones in the other view, right there. So select this bone and I'm going to continue. So this is the foot bone, the toes, and right click, so I have the tip. Okay, back to the front. As you can see, deselect the create bones, double click on this bone and it will select all its children, and let's put it in another color, green. Alright, now we're going to name these as well, bone underscore left underscore, I just use this, left hip, and copy this because I don't want to type it each time, paste thigh, left calf. This is actually with a V, but nobody cares. So a little bit annoying. Front, right. Which one we don't have yet? This one. Yes. Bone left foot. And this one. Bone left toes. And bone left toes tip. Okay. Now let's place them a little better. Why? Because when you're going to use an history independent solver, this won't work because it's too straight, so we need to put them a little bit different to make it work. So let's go there, make it go right to the knee, so the ankle is looking pretty good, and toes as well. Alright, tip like that. Okay, perfect. Now let's do this for the arms as well. It's not that good yet because, as you can see, the foot is a little bit to the left or to the outside, so we're going to need to move this one a little bit more there, and do that the same thing with the tip. If you don't like the tip being so turned, just turn it a little. It's not going to affect anything in the hierarchy or in the bone set, but it looks just a little nicer. Alright, now I'm going to use um, the mirror for mirroring these bones to the other side. So I double click on the bone left hip. It's going to select all its children. I select mirror, and it's going to mirror these bones that way. So I'm going to make a difference to these colors. I'm going to use blue, so I can very well see the green and the blue. Now, as you might see, that the mirrored have the exact same name, except they have a mirrored extension, which we're going to solve immediately. Now, we're going to build up the arm first. So we create bones, select the chest, and about there, there, there. That was not my intention. Okay, the hand and the tip of the hand. All right. If you right click, it will deselect the last action. So double click on the shoulder. Let's make it green as well, so we can distinguish the left side from the right side. Now let's take bone left. All right, this is the shoulder. This are the biceps, the actual arm, the hand, and the tip of the hand. Here we go. And let's move this a little bit off to the side. Bring this closer. Click on bone edit mode. And we're going to set this a little bit better. Turn not this one, but this one, of course. So we can see right there. Right about there. The hand right there. And the tip of the hand right there. Let's verify this. Yes, looks good. Okay. Same thing here. Let's see. Oh, sorry, this one. Nope. Local. Yes, local. So we're going to set this a little bit back to its original position. Okay, now that we have that, double click on the shoulder so it select all its children, and then go to mirror. Yes, 30x axis. Double click here and make it blue as well. I think this is the same blue. Yes. Okay. So the first part is finished. We have our character and its bones. Now this is very hard to animate, because then you have to move each bone separately to have a nice animation. This one we're going to solve by using some helpers and the history independent solver. Now first we're going to do is rename these bones, and in this case it's not that difficult because we don't have that many blue bones, so you need to rename this bone underscore right and remove the mirrored. Now I don't like doing that, so I normally use a script to do that. And since I'm gonna make a new script, let's make this a little bit smaller so everybody can see. So, oh sorry, so what you can do is Max script editor, and the next thing you will want is the Max script listener, and it's just a small extra window where if we want to put some debugging information, we can do so. All right. Now, first thing you should do in the Max script is clear your listener. So you don't see any debug information anymore from the last run you did. So how do you do that? Just clear listener, right there. And we're going to look for the string which is called mirrored. So it's between brackets. Mirrored. Let's check if it's correct. Mirrored. That's right. So we're gonna wanna change this to right. Now we're gonna use the length of this string, and I don't want to count it. Well, I know it's 10, but just to show you that you can just mirrored dot count, and it's going to count 10. Okay, so the next thing we're going to use is we're going to check the left. We're going to underscore left, because if there is any other name that has left in it, we don't want to change that. We just want to change underscore left underscore, and we're going to change that to the right word. So underscore right underscore. We also need the length of left. Come on, length left, which is string left dot count. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the bones we're going to rename, and it just has to validate these bones. So for each object in selection, we will do something. What is that something? We're going to check the length of the name. So that means object dot name dot count. We're going to want to know the position of the mirrored word. Okay, so we're going to find a string in our object dot name, and it needs to find the mirrored word. Mirrored, this one. Okay. All right. So if it finds anything, it's gonna have to change it. So if the position is different from undefined, then we're gonna do something. What is it we're gonna do? Is we're gonna create a new name for our object, for our bone, and we're gonna use the substring of the object dot name, and it will start from 1, and it needs to get the length of the name minus the length of the mirrored, which is 10 in this case. Well, then position of the left word equals find string object dot name equals, oh sorry, and we're gonna have to find the left. All right, so if our position left again is undefined, is different from undefined, sorry, then our new name is going to be replace the new name which we had defined before, right there. We're going to change that again, and we're going to check the left position, and we're going to remove the number of characters which is equal to the length of the left word, and we're going to use the right string right. Alright, that means that the new name of our object is going to be the new name. Now, to make sure that this works, you can just uncomment this and say print new name, just to be sure that everything works beforehand. So double click on the blues. Okay, then click on the script. I press Ctrl E to execute it. So what does it say? Okay, it finds mirrored. It says, okay, it's 10. I find left, right. It's 6 characters long, and each bone that I found and changed the name to right shoulder, right biceps, arm, hand tip, hip, calf, foot, toes, tip, and thigh. That looks about right. So I'm going to uncomment this, comment the print out, Control E again, and okay, it says looks good. Now I'm gonna save this up for next time, of course. Change bone names. Close it up, and of course I'm gonna check if it's correct. Right shoulder, biceps, yes, yes, yes. How can I quickly check this if I press the object controller and press name to sort it? So I see belly, chest, head, tip, neck, pelvis, left arm, left. All right, right. Toes. Okay. So I see the tutorial is already 22 minutes. I'm gonna stop this one right now, and I'm going to go over to um, a new recording, which we are going to create um, some helpers to facilitate the animation of our character. Thank you for listening and see you soon. Bye.